Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Art of the Name. I'll let you guys join for a few minutes, and then we'll talk about some of the stuff that we're going to be going over. I have a really good show for us today. I think you're going to be very amused, and you're going to really get some great value out of it. So hoping to have a decent crowd today, which I expect we will. Again, my name is Adam Dicker. I'm the host of the Art of the Name. There's never been another host, so by now, hopefully, you're used to me. Today we've got a huge list of stuff to cover. We have upcoming drops for September the 23rd, which is tomorrow. We have some really good available names that are available today to register right now. We're also going to go over the threads. We're going to, on the Art of the Name Facebook group, we are going to also go over the common topics that people ask about in the threads. We're going to build a lead gen site. We're going to talk about some fun stuff with a new beginner's course. I think it's going to be great. I think that this is going to be a really good show. I'm actually looking forward to it, more so than others because I know what I'm going to be talking about. So you see that smile tells you it's going to be a good show. So we're also going to review the available domain names. We're going to look for questions the whole way. There may be a lot of things you guys want to ask. Feel free to say hello. Welcome aboard. It's going to be a good show. I think we're going to have way too much stuff for the hour, but I'm going to try to squeeze it all in. So we'll see what we can do. All right, Mark. Hi, how are you? Good to see you. Stephen, hello, everybody. People are starting to get here. Mark Becker. Looking forward to the lead gen information. Yeah, it's going to be a really interesting show today. I think this one will be one that people will watch over and over again. I've set up a lot to go through today. An interesting fact was that I had everything set up on a lead gen site, Internet Alerts, and then one of my guys who I assigned to redo Internet Alerts went in and redid it today, even though that was a demo site I was going to use for today's show. Completely screwed me up, so I had to pick another site and just get everything set up so it was going to be ready for everything today. I promise you it will be a good show. Lots of good domains dropping. Lots of good available domain names. Some are surprising that they're in the drops today that are available, and some drop names they'll be dropping tomorrow. They're also surprising. I'm getting the feeling that I should really look at these lists and go over them every day because I found 3 that I wanted in the available drops today. So it's definitely a good list. So hope you enjoy that. Welcome, Nicholas, and congratulations, Nicholas, on your first domain sale. Kudos to you. I know it went through escrow, so congratulations. Happy to see you get your first good sale. Evening all from our Facebook user. Good evening from Bill. Hello, Adam, and Jeffrey. Hello. We do have a good crowd, so like I said, there's a lot of cool stuff today, so I'm not going to spend too much time rambling. Too much to do. So we're going to get rid of some of these banners and we're going to get started. We have a lot to cover. And I'm not going to be doing any of the which domain is better, this or that, because it's, like I said, there's just way too much. So it's the Art of the Name. You can find us at facebook.com/the Art of the Name. Well, group/the Art of the Name. If you're not in the group, you should get there. We just hit 600 members. They're pretty active members. Probably only, again, like it's domains, like 5% of your portfolio has the value and the rest of it's all crap. It's the same thing probably in our group. 5% add a lot of value, maybe even 10 or 20%. And I appreciate you guys for dropping in and doing the things you did. We have some rough stuff to talk about first. A couple of interesting things, and then we'll get to the good stuff and we'll get started. If any of you know what RBBB is, it's Right Bundle Branch Block. It's a heart thing. Just if you know anything about it, let me know. I apparently now have it. I had it my whole life, and apparently it went from a partial block to a full block. So I'm going to see a cardiologist to see what they say, and then we'll move on from there. No audio on YouTube. That's weird. Head over to LinkedIn or Facebook. Hello all. So if anybody's on YouTube and you can't get audio, either turn up your speakers or go to one of the other platforms because this is going to be one hell of a show. All right, so that's what I have. And then the other thing is there is an Epic announcement that came out this week. I don't want to spend too much time on it. Epic was hacked. Obviously, the only information I can give you is to, other than what you've already heard, is to go to make sure all of your accounts are 2FA. Make sure you're using Google Authenticator or another app for that, or you've got this YubiKey that I use for pretty much everything. Bill says he's got audio on YouTube. So make sure you use that. And then I hate to say this, and I know it's a problem, but you'll have to cancel any credit cards that were linked to your Epic account and change your password at Epic and change it if it's the same anywhere else, because they have all the client data and things like that. And Epic's been pretty forward about making sure that everybody had the information. Bill's got audio. Okay, this is going to be a really crazy one, so I don't want to. Tom says he's got audio too. It's going to be a really good one, so I don't want to waste too much time on it. Let's see. We will review the names, upcoming drops. We'll start with that for tomorrow's drops. So I'll get that list and we'll share that. And then we're going to go on to, that's the available list. That's the wrong list. That's available. That's expiring. That's the one I want. I'll bring it over here. I need to make it bigger so you guys can actually see it. Some of these are really good and some of them are kind of odd. We'll go through most of them and I'll give you my reasons for having them on the list. And then we'll try to narrow down the top 10 and go from there, as we always do. I see the numbers going up and down, so people are probably switching platforms to something that they can actually hear me on, which will be helpful. So you don't need to see me. You just need to see the list. Let's go through the list now. I'll shrink it up. And let's go. Ooh, too big. Maybe it's not. Claim for personal injury, really good name. Schools for Business, also a good name. I really like lower finance rate and lower finance rates. I think those are good for comparison sites. Client engagements is good. Mortgage finances is good. University teacher. Background checks for employers, really good name. Forward, but it's an amazing name. Big business. And you should do well with that name. That name should sell. Buying photos, good for that. Good for NFT. Insurance brokering, not the best grammar, but it works. Cleaning service for business or cleaning service business. Taking loan. I like platform for blogging. Video editor course is good. Lust and passion, two big things. Logo quickly. Sports nutrition courses. Latest phone model. Wisdom Teach I only kept because it's a play on wisdom teeth for me. Anime video maker, anime very popular. Nuclear sclerosis, I had to look it up, but it is actually spelt right and it is a condition. Keys for happiness, this could be anything, great branding opportunity. Life gives you lemons, very popular saying, you know, you're supposed to make lemonade, but if life gives you lemons could be any kind of interesting site or anything like that. Global warming articles, great for sites on global warming. Articles, obviously, certificate number, you could do it to check certificates or hand out certificate numbers. Practice acting, interesting. What companies could be anything to do with a company? What companies do this, what companies do that, and you could build a really good site on that. Getting Shredded, I thought would be a good name for a workout club. Getting Shredded is what my sons seem to tell me. They get shredded. Study portal could be anything, decent name. Simple rental agreement. People are always downloading these things all the time. No wire bras, interesting. Cleaning water tank. I just realized I said interesting to that. Sorry. Cleaning water tank. I'll say that's interesting, even though it's not. Grilling gloves, popular. You can do them with branding. Glass food storage is good. Processing food is good. Party dessert, interesting. Gray cardigans is popular. Car seat organizer, anything that you would do on a car seat organizer. Couples tee could be anything from golf tees to t-shirts. I'm sure it's meant for t-shirts here. Uniform for schools, interesting. Calming bed for dogs. It's a thing. Reclining office chairs, specific product. Electric sports bike is good. Pastry filler. High-end clothes, somebody who's shopping there clearly knows what they're looking for. Mini sealers, not sure what that is, but it would head traffic. Women's crop tops, thoughts that inspire, I thought would be a really good name for a site like that. And plant watering systems is pretty good. And then for those of us that know people who like to wear funky socks, it's a great branding opportunity. So I think the available list is actually better than this list. I don't think this is a great list. It's got some good stuff on it. I'll clean up some of it and I'll narrow it down to what I would pick as my top ones on this list. Funky socks is definitely one of them. I like thoughts that expire. I think that's good. Women's crop tops. I don't know if men wear crop tops, but I don't think so. I like high-end clothes. Pastry filler, if it's a thing. Calming bed for dogs, because people spend a lot of money on that. Car seat organizers, interesting. Processing food. I don't know if you want to do a site on how to avoid processed foods. I don't find a lot of really good stuff on here that I would use in the drops. A simple rental agreement may be good. Study portal. Getting shredded, I think you could sell that to a company. I like what companies because you can do a lot with it. Global warming articles. Life gives you lemons. It's cool, but I'm not sure what I would do with it. Anime video maker is good. Let's see what else we got. Wisdom teeth. I guess goodbye. Latest phone model. Great for a review site. I'll keep that one. Video editor course. Platform for blogging. Not bad. Quick logos would be better. Sports nutrition courses. Get rid of those ones. Background checks for employers. I'm definitely keeping. Insurance brokering. I'm going to get rid of it only because I don't like the way it's grammatically spelled. What else we got? Low finance rates, low refinance rates. Those are both good. Schools for business, claim for personal injury lawyer. That's a top PPC name right there for traffic, so I'll go with that one. Client engagements is okay. Mortgage finances, university teacher, I'll get rid of those. Remember, I have to narrow it down to 10. So claim for personal injury lawyer, I'm keeping. Lower refinance rates. I'll keep the rates and the rate for now. Platform for blogging. I don't know how I'm going to make money with it. Video editor course. You could do something with that. I'll have to get rid of it, but keep it. Uniform for schools, calming bed for dogs, high-end clothes. I'm going to get rid of the rate. Lower refinance rate. Lower refinance rates. I think you're looking to compare rates on that one, so it's an interesting one. I'll get rid of the video editor course. I'm going to get rid of study portal because I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, but it's a really good one for like homework.ca that I have. Background checks for employers, definitely one you want to go after and claim for personal injury. Personal injury lawyers pay a fortune for things. So I'll get rid of the car seat organizer. I'm going to get rid of thoughts that inspire because apparently I'm not inspired. Simple rental agreement is just one agreement, so gone. What companies, you have to think behind that. Buying photos is good. I'll keep the rest of these, and these will be my top ones. Believe it or not, funky socks is going to be probably number 2. Background checks for employers is number 1. Actually, this will be number 2. Funky socks will be number 3, and background checks for employers number 1. Let me know your thoughts, and just for fun, I'll post them in the group in case anybody wants to be able to look at them. These are drops that are coming later on in the week, tomorrow. So it says Periscope didn't get them, the rest of you did. So there you go. Hopefully you've got all those and you can look at them. And we'll get rid of that list. I'm not going to save it. Okay, so that takes us to that. The next thing is topics in the threads. So I'll go over some of the questions that people asked. One was how to transfer domain without payment. Obviously, you should always use an escrow service or some service if you don't know who you're dealing with. Personally, I don't, unless it's a domain over a certain amount. I'll take a chance for like a few $100, $500, even $1,000, depending on who they are and where they're located. But most of the time, you guys should make sure it goes through a marketplace or through escrow.com if it was a private sale. Cannabis names, are they a good investment? The answer is yes. A lot of them are taken. They're not taken in some of the other extensions, but right now a lot of the good names are taken, and there's some great portfolios out there with some cannabis names. Somebody asked if Squad Help would increase their sales. What are the chances are that they'll increase their sales by a lot? I put it as an increase of 0.1%, which is barely anything because 3% of all the work is getting them on the marketplaces. And if you don't have them, if you have them on all the marketplaces, you still have to do outbound for the other 97%. We're going to talk after about the beginner's course, the intro course to domaining that I've posted. I moved it back a week. I think it's about October the 15th. I have to check the date. It's still $49. It's going to be good. Anybody who wants to get in it will learn a lot, and I'll go over exactly what shortly. Outbound email signature, what to include. Include your name, your company name, a photo if you can, your email address, and you don't need to have a physical address, but make sure you have links to your Twitter and LinkedIn especially so they can check you out, make sure you're professional. Most people ever paid for a domain name. That was a fun string. I definitely mentioned that I paid 100K plus for a few domains, and I know I've paid about 85 for one that I still have and have no idea what I'm going to do with. Probably a couple others like that too, but generally I don't pay a lot for them, but if I have a business plan or I know a buyer for it, then I'll do it. XYC sales still in the news all over the place. I don't know. I've seen too many things in my career of 21 years in domaining. I've seen a lot of sales go. I know a lot of people post sales for PR and things like that. I know a lot of false sales that happen. I'm not saying these are false. I'm just saying it's very odd for them to be XYZ sales for that kind of price. I wouldn't go out and invest in all kinds of XYZ names right now. Um, so don't bother doing that. What else do we have? 60-day lock if a name sells. If a name sells at a registrar, just push it to the other account. You can push a name, and I've sold lots of names under 60 days, so you can push it to whatever account they have. And if they don't have an account at the register where it is, either create an account for them or ask them to create an account there and then push it. How do you respond if you get an offer for $1 or $2, $5 or $10? I just respond. It depends on my mood, to be honest with you. Sometimes I won't respond, but I've learned over the years that it's best to respond and tell them a ballpark for the domain name. And worst case scenario, they tell you good luck with that, and they laugh at you and go away. Best case scenario is you actually sell the domain later for like 2,500 bucks. So I found it better to actually respond to those people than not. And then again, a reminder for you guys to pay attention to digital ID and digital wallets. Today I found out something interesting. I replaced my air filter from my furnace. It's a Filtrete filter. The only reason I'm telling you this is because it had an app, and you actually put it into the furnace, and it tells you that it was installed today. It's a smart app that connects to your phone, tells you the furnace filter is at 100%. I found that to be interesting. Probably it's a good way for them to sell more filters because people won't leave them in too long if the app starts beeping and tells you it needs to be changed, but it's a good idea. Everything's going to become a smart app and as we get going. So we have a lot of work to do on lead gen sites. I'm looking at the clock. We're still doing pretty well. I think I'll go to the lead gen sites and then we'll come back to the domains that are available. So let's head over to lead gen sites. There's going to be a lot going on here, so I'm going to share my screen with you. I'm going to stop looking at me, and I'm going to go through all of the stuff that I do for a lead gen site, starting with where I start on the server. So without further ado, let's go to that. Those of you that have sites ready and want to follow along, feel free to ask your questions in the chat group. I'm going to go at a fairly rapid pace, but I'm not going to skip any steps. So if you do have questions, feel free to stop me and ask those questions. I'm happy to answer them. That's the purpose of the whole thing. But I really want to make sure that you guys have a really good understanding of what we're doing and everything else. I don't want to share my entire screen. I just want to share my window. So let's go there. Okay, so basically where I am now is I'm in my WHM. So when you get a server account, you can set up what's called WHM or cPanel. cPanel lives under WHM and allows you to go and add domain names. You can see there's a bunch of domains in here, Crypto Marketer. This is a test server I use. You'll see some good ones like firewalls.ca, giraffes, germ defense, bodybuilder.ca, and some other ones. And then basically what you do is you go and you create an account. It will open up. You can put in whatever domain you want. I'm just going to make one up. Boston. Well, let's do Dallas, Cairo, because that's what I know I'm working on. CHIROPRACTOR.com. I don't own this domain name. I'm just building a site. You hit enter and it goes there. You can pick a password or you can just hit password generator, which is what I do. You don't need this password for anything, so it doesn't really matter. I've copied the password and I've filled it in. The domain, the email, you put your own email in, adam.dicker@gmail.com, or obviously whatever yours is. You pick a package. It's going to be whatever standard packages are default. You'll only have a certain amount of packages on your server. And then basically you're going to just hit create, and it's going to go and it's going to create this account for you. I'm not going to save it because it's a bogus account, but it tells me it's done. And then I go back to WHM, and then I look at my list of accounts, and then I go to where I installed Dallas Chiropractor. It's here. Then I click the cPanel. I think I may have even spelled it wrong, but I'll look. I click the cPanel. Now I'm inside cPanel. The first thing I want to do here is go to install WordPress. So I'm going to scroll down to Site Software. There are icons that come up. Then I'm going to hit WordPress. And then I can either have it install in this root directory. I did spell it wrong. Just ignore that for the demo, since I don't own the domain. Anyway, I'm going to hit install, and it's going to install WordPress into that home directory. We're not actually going to be using this site, but I did want to show you this part of it as well. Then what it does is it gives you the domain name, which you already know, gives you the username and the password to access WordPress, and then from there we're going to switch to our other site and go through that. That's all you need. This stuff is all you need to be able to access your site and set up your lead gen site after you've done the server side stuff we've just completed. So I can close these down because we're not actually going to use these things. And we're going to go to our WordPress site. So our WordPress site, in this case, I'm using anxiety.ca. So what I do is I go to my dashboard, which is the fresh WordPress site. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to plugins. I'm going to hit add new, and I'm going to go to upload plugin. There's no way you can follow along with this. You guys will have to watch it afterwards, but I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have. So I'm going to choose the plugin that I want. It's going to be ThemeJack Installer Plugin, which is Jack Hopman's installer plugin for his lead gen themes. So I'll click open, and then I'll install the plugin, and then it'll install all of this stuff for me afterwards. Then what I do is if I want to go and pick a site, I just go to niche websites under the plugin. I can pick whatever type of thing that I want here. He's got about 275 themes. I don't know which one you guys are going to want. It's going to be based on what domains you have. I've noticed he's added some new ones, which is good. I picked chiropractor for this one, but we're going to do another one right now so you can see how easy it is. So there's tons of them in here for every category. I'm going to pick a dermatologist just because it's here. So all I do is I double click, I click it once, it puts a check mark here. Then I go down to import theme, overwrite current posts and pages, yes. It'll import over your existing blank theme that you just installed, or in my case, it'll import over the chiropractor theme. And then it'll do its little thing, it'll tell me it's done. And then we can go ahead and we can look at the site. Okay, so niche import successfully, great. So now we can go look at the site, and we can see now it's a dermatologist, and we get somebody with something weird on their back. But at least it's there, and you have a full site done for you, a complete WordPress site. It's got everything you could want about track new customers, and it's got a lead gen form. It's got a phone number, it's got contact, it's got an email, it's got a map. Now I can easily go in and change all this stuff if I want to. Obviously, the first thing I'm going to want to do is change the phone number. One of the things I'm going to do is, a lot of times what I like to do is, and this is up to you guys, is find the chiropractor or dermatologist that you want, and then go ahead and then I go back into another one. This is a list of Jack's tools. Then I go back into his cloud tool, and I did this earlier to make sure that we had it. I set up a campaign. I'm just going to go back to the campaign. We'll go to the dashboard. Let's look at my campaigns. And I set up a campaign for chiropractors, and I did all of the chiropractors in the Dallas area, which gave me a full list of campaigns, and I think it gave me about 300 or so. Or where are the active campaigns? Let's take a look for that. See if I can go just back to the beginning and see where, oh, maybe search. Okay, so here's what I searched for. I went into here, I hit search, and this is called Lead Finder Jack Cloud Edition. So the only two tools you need are the Lead Finder Jack Cloud Edition, and then you need the other tool, which is the this tool here, Local Theme Jack. And you can get those if you go to jackhopman.com. You can read about Local Theme Jack, which is the tool you need to set up the theme, and then the other thing is the Lead Finder Cloud, which is to set up the actual names and to find the leads that you're going to find. So basically what I did is, and I can do another one here for you. Basically I hit get companies here. I went and I hit country. I pick US. I can change it to whatever I want. So I picked US. We'll go back to that because I already have this list run. Hit save. Then I can pick the state, whatever state I want. I left it at Texas. We'll do that. And I hit save, and then I go to city. Well, it's doing it again. So here I'll do there's tons of cities. So what I'll do is I'll look for Dallas, and then I'll hit filter, and then I'll just add Dallas. And then if I want Fort Worth, I'll add Fort Worth, and I'll do a filter, and I'll add Fort Worth since they're both the same area code. And then I'll hit save, and now it'll keep those. And then the niche I can keep as chiropractor or change. And then basically all I do is I hit get companies, and this thing's going to go out. It's going to get all the companies for us in Texas. You can see I did them here earlier, and I had 405 that I ran earlier. And then what you can do is you can go into action, and you can view the campaign, and you can view those 405 people here, and it lists them all, and it tells you all the chiropractors are in Texas. And what's neat about it is it'll tell you if they have a website. So I can hit website no. So if some of them don't have a website, like these ones, it'll show me which ones don't have a website out of the 400 whatever. And there's a lot of phone numbers there. So now I can call them, and I can either sell them my leads, or I can sell them the whole website. So I always find that useful with the no website. The other thing that you're going to find useful is, well, you can do a lot of different things. Do they have a Facebook link? And then what's their Facebook link? So if they don't have a Facebook link, you can get a hold of them, and you can sell them a link to Facebook. None of these people have Facebook sites up, so you can tell them we can get you facebook.com/Hoover Wellness. I'll make it a little bigger for you guys, or facebook.com/Manning Wellness, or whatever you want, and you can charge them $100 or $50 just to set that up if you want. Sims Chiropractic could be Dr. Sim Office. So facebook.com/Dr. Sim Office or Sims Chiropractic, whatever you want to do. There's lots of different things that you can do here. It'll even tell you if they have a Facebook page or if they don't have a Facebook page. It'll tell you whether they have a custom URL or not. It'll also tell you if they're running WordPress or not. And then it'll tell you if they have a secure website. So if they don't have SSL, it'll tell you, and then you can sell them SSL. You can also look at people that have just have emails. That way it gives you email contacts for all these people if you want to get a hold of them for lead generation. 972 and 214 are both Dallas area codes, so you know you're on the right track. So you can take all those emails, you can run an email campaign through here, and you can do all that. So you can do email yes, and then website no. So if they don't have a website and they do have an email, then it gives you 5 or 6 that you can contact here and say, hey. Plus, you can also look at if they're using Gmail, probably they don't have a website anyway. So it's somebody else that you can get a hold of and at least get them to look more professional and get things cleared up and get them to do things in a professional way. So you can get a hold of Dr. Graham Robson, who's going by Graham Robson DC at Gmail, get him a website, get him an email address that's professional, and so on. Same thing with Thrive with Alex, Dr. Alex Panoke, chiropractic, and so on. There's lots of opportunities for you to do things here. Again, these are people that have emails and a website, but who knows what it is. You'll have to look, and you can see some of them may have the wrong websites, or they may be using like other things. Take a look and see. Your domain is going to be a lot better than some of these, so you may want to be able to reach out to them and figure out what you want to do. Here's Dr. Glenn Davis. Dr. Glenn Davis could probably use DallasChiropractor.com. He's not even using DavisChiropractor.com. So there's so much you can do in here. You can also see this one, Chiro Acu Kim, is using a Gmail address. Again, another potential to reach out to. I don't believe backuppro.net is Inwood Chiropractor. We'd have to check that out. But you can see there's all kinds of different opportunities for you to reach out to people. Uptown Chiropractic already believes in geos, so now you want to probably sell him Dallas Chiropractor or something. You may have a good chance at that. And basically just look through your list. Whole Health Dallas, and take a look. Here's Dr. Carly. So the website is Crescendo Chiropractic, but the email is Dr.-Carly, so you may want to look at figuring out how to align these people with the right stuff. Here's a government one, and you can basically see there's lots of stuff that you can do in here to figure out what you want to do. I don't know why these guys have Royal Chiropractor, but they're using Royal Wellness Center at gmail.com. Again, all kinds of potential to sell websites. This is a cool one, the Joint Chiropractic. That's good. You get the idea. Dr. Rody could use something better, and so on. There's lots of different opportunities you can see using these tools. And that's basically it. Then I'm going to go back to my website, and I'm going to go in. I'm going to put it back just for a second. We're going to go back to chiropractic just so I can show you how easy it is, and then we're going to start changing some of the content on the website, and we're going to add plugins that you will need to do it. Now, I don't see chiropractic here, so if I don't see something, like I can look for locksmith if I just want to look for locksmith, and you'll see there's a locksmith one. So I'm going to just look for chiro. I'll spell it right. We'll get the chiro one up, and then I'll pick it. I'll hit import theme like we did before. I'll hit yes, import, and now it's going to import it, and we're going to lose our other one that we had, and we're going to have a nice chiropractic website. And then we're going to go to some other cool stuff and show you what plugins you need. So that's done. Go back to here. Now we're back to chiropractic, and we have a nice chiropractor website. And again, all this is here. You can customize everything, the map, the phone numbers, the address, everything that you want. And I'm going to spend some time and show you how to do that. And then I'm going to go through some of the plugins that you should probably be adding in. So let's take a look at that. So let's go to Theme Jack Biz. We'll go to the main menu here, and then we'll go to Contact. And then here, if I want to just change the phone number to my cell phone, I can do that. I'll just put my cell phone in here. For those of you who don't have it, you'll have it again now. 84-0535, company name. We'll call it Dallas Chiropractor. This time I'll spell it right here since we're in the site. Practor. So that's done, and I can make the email address Adam. Well, let's do info. Info at, and we'll go with DallasChiropractor.com. I'm having some mouse issues. Been doing that all day, even though I changed the battery. So DallasChiropractor.com, and get rid of the typos. Save changes. That's it to change the content. So what I like to do is when I go to do a site for somebody and I want to show it off, sometimes I like to pre-build the site so it has their information here. I find that is a much better sales tool if they have a crappy website and then I build something like this with their phone number here, their address, and everything else. You'll see that everything is pretty cool. I should have changed it on all the contact places. I'll have to take a look and see why I didn't. We go to contact us. There you go. There's my phone number. I didn't change the address. There's the name of the company. You even put it on this cute little image here, and there's a form that will go to the email address that I provided if I fill it in. And if you look, you'll see that there's all kinds of content already here for chiropractic services, all the things that we supposedly do, and you can change it, adjust it, whatever you want. Obviously, these are here for every different thing that you want. Deep tissue massage, I could use one now. Swedish, shiatsu, trigger point, whatever you want, and you can go ahead and edit all that stuff. You can see it put my cell phone number in the articles. And again, car accident care, whatever it is that you need, and you can see that it's fully edited, the content. This content is good content, and you can do with it what you will. So let's go back. You can edit it too. You can edit pages. You can do whatever you want. Some of the plugins that you're going to want to add in here are, let's go to add new. So one of the first ones that you're going to add is Math Rank. Math Rank is a, maybe it's, okay, I see I'm probably just having a dyslexic stroke since it's Rank Math. There you go, install. This will give you all of your SEO, and it'll walk you through a step-by-step process on how to get it activated. So you can connect your account. You have an account, you can go through and it'll go through all this stuff. Activate now, it's activating it. And we're done. And then you can go to easy, advanced, or whatever you want. We'll go to easy, start wizard. It asks you all the information for your site, personal blog, whatever it is. This is a small business site. It's an organization. We could change the title here to Dallas Chiropractor. I should have picked words that are easier to spell than chiropractor. I'll check it after I'm done. Okay, and then you can upload your logo, do whatever you want, save and continue. You can add your social sharing icon, which means when somebody shares one of your pages, that it gets there. We can add Google Analytics, Google AdSense, whatever you want. I'm going to skip this step. And then it tells you whether you're ready or whether you're ready to go, and you are. So you go back to here, and then you can add any social meta tags that you want in here. You can add authors. You can add anything that you want to add as far as analytics go. And you've got your general settings. So you can connect to Google Webmaster Tools. You can connect to anything you want. You have your sitemap settings, which will be here. And you have your SEO settings. This is like a mandatory tool you want. You want to include images in your sitemaps. You want to include, that way they go up in Google Images. You want to include feature images. You can do that as well. It'll also do things like videos and other things like that. It'll index for you. Then if you want, you can do an SEO analysis on the site. It'll tell you what's wrong, what you need to improve on, and then you can go from there, and it'll tell you, so we can do a site-wide analysis. While it's doing that, I will talk about other plugins that you should add. So it's just checking the pages. It's going to go quick. It's going to tell us what we need to do. It's going to tell us about titles. We scored 66 out of 100, and here are the things that we should fix. So we need a SEO description. We need an H1 meta tag on some of our pages. The green stuff is good. We don't have any good focus keywords, so we need to set our focus keyword as Dallas Chiropractor. This is what we'd look like in the search engines. Not great, and it's going to show our mobile shot looks good, and there's a phone that they can click right on there, and you can go through and fix all these things. Pretty easy to do, and you'll get your score up from 66 to probably 100, and you'll go from there. So that is a mandatory plugin just to make yourself easier to do. It's one price. I think it's probably $60 or $70, but I think it's unlimited sites. The other thing that you want to do is when you buy expired domain names, you want to redirect your 404 page, which is if there were indexes or pages that were in there before, you want to redirect them to the home page. So any page that a site used before or that links to links that aren't in your website, if you install this, it'll correctly link them to the home page, so you won't lose that traffic, and it won't say page not found. So you want to make sure that you install this plugin here. Easy to install, and it does everything for you. You just activate it, and you don't have to do anything else. And that one is done. One of the next things, well, it wants to ask us questions. Allow and continue. And now it's done. Okay, so we want to redirect to the home page. You want a 301 redirect, which is a permanent redirect. And if you want to log the errors, which you don't because it could have been an expired domain name, you could log them. And let's say you had broken pages, you would be able to go in and fix them and redirect specific pages. But we don't care about that because most of it's expired traffic anyway. So let's go back to plugins. What else do we want to add as a domainer? The other thing that you want to add is something called WP Supercache. This one I know I'm spelling right. And this allows your site to be cached, speed up on the user side, and it makes things a lot faster overall. Not much to do here except activate it and then make sure that you enable it, and that's about it. Thank you, Sharif and Active. Now, we don't care about that activation email. That's done. So we can get rid of that. And then SMT settings. So those 4 plugins you need. And then the other plugin you need to add, and this is for all of you, is all-in-one security. This allows your site to avoid, well, sorry, I got to hit add new. This allows your site to avoid being hacked, gives you all of the header security you need and everything to protect your site from any sort of hacking issue. And use the free version, don't bother paying for it. It'll come up all-in-one, there it is, all-in-one security and firewall. Install this one. And this is basically all you're going to need to make sure that your site is fully protected and activated. And then now you can concentrate on worrying about, you can check the settings if you want to, but the default settings are pretty good. And then you can go in and you can start to figure out how to do your leads and things like that. And then when we're done all that, now let's say we went across here and we did find customers that we want to deal with. So the site's done, the site's protected. Let's say we get this guy here, southdallaschiropractors.com. He wants our leads. We're going to talk about his professionalism, get him to get a better email. It could be David at Dallas Chiropractor, whatever it is. So now we have his number, we have all his contact information, but now we need to have control of the site. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to Twilio, and we're going to look for we're going to sign into Twilio. Once you sign in, you go to phone numbers, then you go to buy a phone number, and then you pick United States, you pick a number, criteria, you put in a Dallas area code, either 214-872, you do a search, and it comes up with a phone number. Then you can take this phone number, 214-241-4102, you buy it for $1, and then you put it on your site. And that's the lead gen number that you use to forward leads to David. That way, if David ever decides he doesn't want to pay for leads or anything like that, then you have the power to be able to unforward this number and forward it to, let's say, a different chiropractor who may want your leads. So now we're switching over to Reagan Sport Medicine. So now we can take that and we can forward that number to the 972 number. Twilio allows you to track all the calls, forward all the calls, record all the calls, so you can see that whether David is being honest about clients that he got or whether you need to switch beforehand. It also lets the client know that the call is being recorded for their protection and for security and stuff like that. And it's a really good way to track and monitor and control. So what happens is that if we are doing lead generation for David and David decides he doesn't want to pay us after 3 months, David may think he's going to continue getting leads from our work, but he will not. So if you decide to do any advertising or any AdWords or anything like that, you use the phone number that you created in Twilio so that all that advertising and business you've created will continue to come to that phone number and go to whoever we decide to put it to after David. Not that there's anything wrong with David. We know that. This is just an example. So then we could go to, this one has N Dallas Chiropractic, so you could probably sell them Dallas Chiropractor. They're still using yahoo.com. So if they're using AOL, you know they're really old. And you've got 400 of these choices to look at. You have definitely enough clients to look and to sell lead gen. So that covers everything. And now we're going to go back to the WordPress site. And there's nothing else that you need to add in here to make sure that you've covered it. You want to update your, the only other thing you may want to add is Google Analytics, but Rank Math will connect to that automatically. So you'll be able to track how much you're getting as far as stats and things like that. So if we go to, where's my Rank Math in here? Where is it? Just want to make sure I have it. But under settings, it'll be here, or plugins, we'll be able to go to Rank Math and be able to see everything that we've installed and go ahead and look for the stats. So that'll be there. You want to make sure you edit the phone numbers. You add in Super Cache all-in-one security. You add in the 404 page. And the only other thing you want to do is you want to go to settings, and you want to make sure that you go to discussion, and you want to disable comments. So you do not want, the default is that people can submit comments. You do not want people to submit comments, because then it's just going to be spam. So you want to turn off allow people to submit comments and new posts, and turn off anyone can post comments, and leave content is held for moderation. That way things will not appear on your blog that are spam. That's the only other thing that you need to do for a lead gen site. The next thing you need to do is start to add your SEO, and this site, if it was really Dallas Chiropractor, would start to get ranked. If you follow the rank math strategy, you'll start to get ranked, and you'll start to be able to pull in leads, and you can sell those leads. You can also change the map address or anything that you want inside the site. There's settings for all of that. I'll show you where those are. Again, most of the stuff is in here. So you've got the contact information, which is here. You can put a buy link if you actually wanted to buy something. Here's the address information. We can basically change with one setting. Sandal, we'll change the sandal feet. I'll leave it as, well, I'll change it to 90210. It's one of the only postal codes that I know. It's, what is it, Hollywood, California, whatever. And then it'll go there, and we can save that, and then the changes will occur in our map. We have the redirect plugin. We've got Rank Math is sitting right here. So if you want to look at the dashboard, you can enable these things, but a lot of them are already enabled. You can enable indexing, instant indexing. Everything else is pretty much ready to go. And then once it starts to work, which takes 24 hours, you'll actually see stats right here on your dashboard. So when you go to the WordPress admin, you'll see stats appearing through Rank Math right here. That should cover all of that. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm going to go back to the chat. If you guys have any questions at all, feel free to post them either in the Art of the Name or to me directly. And that's basically how you set up your lead gen sites. It's not very difficult. It comes with the form plugin and everything already there. So I'm thinking you guys will be pretty good with that. So what else do we have to talk about? Let's read your questions. Were you able to get any type of discount from Jack? The answer is no. He was able to give us like the $1 starting thing, but then it goes up to his standard price after that. Lead Finder Jack Cloud Edition, yes. The other one is a desktop edition. It's slow and it's horrible, so don't use that. When setting up the email on the lead gen site, do you send it to client and one to myself for tracking? When saying, no, I don't really need to do that. We have most of the control is through the phone number. We could do emails to both. It doesn't really matter. Ideally, it's the phone number that's going to get the most leads anyway, regardless. Okay, so I'm going to spend 2 minutes talking about the beginner course. So I am starting a course for people who are beginners to domain names, for people who have started out wrong that need a readjustment, for people who want to look for friends of yours who want to get into domaining, for relatives, or for people that you want to be able to take over should something happen to you or to me or to anybody. So the course will cover learning how to buy the right domain names, learn how to learn the real value of domain appraisals, learn about proper keywords, learn about proper geos, learn about what to buy, what to sell, how to find buyers, learn how to filter out bad names, how to negotiate properly, learn how to price your names, because a lot of people don't know how to price that. But the side effects of the course are pretty serious. You may have money left in the bank. You may have memory loss from previous bad habits. You may actually sell your domain names. You may actually not leave any money on the table. You may lose money by guessing prices. You'll stop losing that. You may have dizziness from the time that you wasted on poor decisions. Now you'll know that they're all correct. You may have blurred vision when making poor purchase decisions late at night, and you may have an erection the last 7 days because you actually sold something. So those are the side effects of the domain beginner course. That's it. Anybody have any questions about the course? I see there is one question from Bill. Is there an easy way to set up forwarding and tracking within Twilio? Yes, it's absolutely easy. I'll post some sort of a video on there afterwards that will show you how to do the forwarding. It's pretty easy. And Bill, I'm working with you directly anyway, so I can help you set it up. That's not a problem. We're working together on your portfolio. Only working with 3 or 4 people now on portfolios. Basically, we've talked about it before. It's $3,500, and I will take over managing and setting up everything. So we start to, they go to the right place, all to one place, and we will negotiate sales. I'll negotiate them on your behalf. Okay, any questions before we go to the list of available names that we have? That was a lot to cover. There's a lot on lead generation. There may be some questions. Feel free to ask anything you want as I start to head over to our good list of available domain names. I'll give you a minute to ask that while I have a glass of water. Yeah, so Mark asks, is the total cost for Twilio for each name $1? So basically it depends on you. You can get a different phone number for each domain name, or which is really what it's going to cost. So build that cost into your leads. It's $1 per phone number. You can get an 800 number for, I think it's $5, but you don't want an 800 number for local business. You always want to use a local phone number. But yes, it is $1 per phone number, and I like to use a different one for each one so I can track the calls and see what was going on. Any other questions about lead gen before we go over to our really big list of really good available names? Like I said, there were at least 3 that I liked that I wanted to buy, and I think there's going to be quite a few that you guys are going to like. Let me know if you have any comments, questions, if you're enjoying the show. And then also when we go to the available names, please tell me which ones you like and which ones you got. That's all I ask. Okay, we seem to be quiet on questions, so we'll come back to questions later. I am now going to switch over to the available names, which is quite a few people's favorite part of the show. Probably some of you, the only reason you actually tune in. It's not to listen to me ramble. So I'm going to go through these. There are quite a few available names that are good. So start typing. Here we go. Time to share the list. No humming. Okay, here are the available lists that are available today. Let's go. Consolidated student loan, really high CPC. Let me make it a little bigger for you guys. What's going on there? There we go. Okay, so that should be big enough for you to read and copy. Let me get rid of Mark's banner. There you go. So consolidatedstudentloan.com, master's online degree. Decryption ransomware. I think decrypt ransomware would be better, but this isn't bad. I like these next two, building an online store and building online stores, because I think you could pre-build a bunch of stores and sell them as websites already done. Data analyst course. That's good. It's targeted. High performance computer, really good domain name because it's targeting either high performance computers or gamers. Certified financial plan. I don't know if it's important to have the certified, but it's good. Swag for companies, absolutely killer name. Basically, you're going to get swag for companies, which is people buying promotional things for their companies. Organization charts, huge. Neck curl, I think this is an exercise, but I don't know what else it could be. Bid contractors, also really good name, very generic. You can use it for anything. Job data analytics could be analytics for any job. Data analytics for any job that you're looking for, salaries, location, whatever you want with analytics. Pittsburgh Moves, I think it's a good name for a moving company. If you're in Pittsburgh and you're moving, Pittsburgh Moves is a pretty good name. Copywriter, freelancer, interesting terms there, don't mind them. Marketing strategy planning, good. Saving for Kids is a great domain name. If you're doing extraction, Crawler Data is a really good name for extracting data. If you've worked with anybody in Asia, they call beginners freshers, so IT fresher job is a really good domain name. Social Issues Today would be a good blog. Fences Work, I think that's interesting. Fences Work would be a name that I actually think is cool. And then I was joking about a good name for a dentist, Teeth Pull. I'm not sure you'd want to go to teethpull.com, but still, it's still an interesting name. WordPress editing, obviously what a lot of people do. Buying home guide, home buying guide would be better, still good. Body, mind, spirit. I just noticed spirit is spelt wrong, so we'll drop that one. See what happens when you make them bigger. Ship expedited. Ship expedited. A lot of shippers ship expedited. It's fast. Paint the pictures is a good name. Um, Stages home. Home staging. Stages home. He stages home. Pretty good. I mean, it's a good name for real estate. It's got lots of traffic. Activity worksheet. Somebody said Pittsburgh is spelt wrong. Yeah, you're right. We'll get that one off the list. Good work. Good work, our little speller, James. Activity worksheet, podcast for anxiety. That's a really good one. Lots of traffic, and it's clearly a topic. Morning meditation, meditation morning, both good names for shows. Marine transporter, interesting. The Disney Channel, this is only here to tell you what not to get. Absolutely do not register the Disney Channel, but I left it here because it's in the drops. Human psychologist, interesting. Could be a pet psychologist or any other psychologist. Head Start schools. For me, this is about if you're trying to get your child into a school to give them a start before school starts or get them off to a good start. That's what Head Start means to me. But I also told today that in some of the poor communities, Head Start means something totally different. So look that up before you get it. Verified credentials, I like that because you could somebody applies for a job or they apply for anything, you can verify their credentials. That's a business on its own. Engraved dog collars, I think that's a decent name. Probably you could do something with custom dog collars, engraved dog collars. Automatic sanitizer machines, they're everywhere. Professional courier service, it's a long name, but it's professional, I guess. Buy a fire pit. Lots of people Google buy a fire pit, so that's good. Card stationery, I left this here. It's not really a good domain name, but I just want to remind you that no matter how you move a piece of paper, it always remains stationary. Just keep that in mind. Sportsman Awards, interesting, good domain name. Excellent. People are telling me what they got already. Sportsman Awards, good domain name. Foam Hand Soap, a really good domain name. Gummy for hair, apparently there are gummies for everything. So gummy for hair, for strong hair. Probably if that, whatever that hair place for men lasted forever and people remain bald, they'll buy gummies for hair too. Discount Tires Store. I'd rather have Discount Tire Store, but Discount Tire Store, still very popular. Yeast infection medications available. I mean, that's a problem. It's a solving of a problem. That always gets stuff. Skin detoxifier is good. Dropping files, I was thinking like if you reverse this, it's dropping like flies, but dropping files would be good for like a Dropbox type thing. Doggy chips, there's some sweet potato chips for dogs. I'm sure there's going to be lots of them. Another real big winner, online income taxes. You want to grab that one. It's a really good one. Online income taxes available. No trespasser. I was talking to somebody about what I would do with that. I think no trespasser is good for a company that does network security, and you don't want people trespassing on your network or on your firewall. Could be spelt wrong, probably is. Wireless vacuum cleaner, not bad. It's the Roomba or whatever it is. Enhanced pictures, also a good domain name. You can get old pictures and you can enhance them, or you can do whatever you want, block people out like they did on Seinfeld. Hiking the mountains, for those of you that like to hike, it's a pretty good domain name. Hiking the mountains. Meat substitution, I don't know what to say here. Probably a really good name for a sex toy company. Interesting, everyone's going to veggie meat anyway, so meat substitution is cool. Men's glasses and frames, men's glass frames, it's okay. Woven handbags is okay as well. Outdoor pubs, great name. Bubble bath bomb, also good. Gummy for sleep. This is another good one. This is one of the reasons why most people have gummies. So gummy for sleep is good. Stick on floor tiles, this is a thing, so you probably want to look at grabbing that. It's an actual product. This one was interesting. I don't know what this is. Masked hoodie and masked hoodies. Both interesting. I'm not sure if it's a hoodie with a mask or whatever it is. It could be a baklava. I don't know. Not baklava. That's my favorite dessert. Balaclava. Won't even be able to bleep that out later. Sweet liquors, also a good. Gummy for hair. I guess I really like that one because it's there twice. Gummy for sleep. Stencils for cake. So if you want to do little stencils for cake, that's good. Houses for dogs, not bad. For those people that believe they're wizards, and there's a lot of them, wizards robes will sell. Oral rinses, a good domain name for those that believe in good oral hygiene. Tattoo stickers, they have tattoo sleeves, they have stickers as well. Camper Wi-Fi, also good if you want to get Wi-Fi on a camping trip. And a gardener tool, you could sell your own specific gardener tool, whatever that is. Lots of good names in this batch. Tell me which ones you got. There's some that I really like, but there's also quite a few on here, like Swag for Companies, one of the better names by far. Fences work. This could be electrified fences, or it could be fences, invisible fencing, could be anything. Lots of good stuff on here. Anyway, let me know which ones you got and which ones you liked, and I will stop sharing. Okay, let's see what we got. So Tom got building online stores. Yeah, I think that's honestly a great domain name where we could build like niche websites or templates or lead generation sites and sell them there. You could also build WooCommerce stores and sell them for any type of product you wanted. James, meditation morning. I picked that up. Love it. Excellent. It's a good domain name. Tom grabbed online income taxes. It's a great domain name, and all time of year, people are always looking for income taxes, regardless. Loans established 199 or Sado on GoDaddy if you want student loans or other type of site. Yeah, there's lots of good stuff going on. Anybody have any questions or any other names that you got or were able to get off of this batch? Let me know. Any questions from anything that we've done today? Let me know that as well. I'll wait for your comments and then we'll continue. Like I said, I think this was a pretty packed show. I enjoyed setting it up and I enjoyed doing it. James just said he got hiking the mountains. So James is getting meditation morning and hiking. So James is probably a pretty relaxed guy. So he's got meditation morning and hiking the mountains, two good ones. Probably lots of people hike the mountains, so that one may actually, I mean, you can set up trips, you can do all kinds of stuff with that. Our Facebook user got swag for companies. I mean, swag for companies or swag for businesses, it's all really good. Great domain names. Those ones have value and they're valuable to businesses that sell promotional items. I mean, swag for companies is a really cool name. Basically, it's what you do when you sell promotional items, and not everybody can get promotionalitems.com. So I think that's a good one. Somebody got swag for companies was taken, yeah, by our Facebook user, but swag for company. Also good. Always look at the singular, the plural, or if you like a name that I've mentioned and check if the other one's available. It just makes perfect sense to do that. What else we got? Anybody else have any questions? We're heading on the hour, which is good. Don't know how I managed to keep us within an hour. Feel free if you have any questions or anything like that, or any comments or anything that you really appreciated or really liked, feel free to put it in the comments wherever you're watching this. I will check the comments, and anybody that wants to join us that has not, you can find us at facebook.com/groups/the art of the name. Again, we went over 600 members today. So that's pretty cool. I'm going to go back, but I think we may be out of questions, which is really good. Let's go back. There are no more questions. Oh, Facebook user says he's David Hastings. So David, you are the one that got swag for companies. Yes, a really good domain name. I'm not surprised that you picked it up. Mark asking if I have a contract for lead gen, because I told him I was going to post it after this. So this contract, I do have a contract for lead gen. I will post it in the expired domain, not the expired domain, in the group where we post all of the stuff from the Art of the Name on Google Drive. It will be there tomorrow. And these lists from today, the available and the expiring names for tomorrow will be posted now. The contract will be posted in there as well. Steven says, thank you. You're more than welcome. Facebook user. Hi, Adam. Is expired Doom available for Mac? Yes. Yes, it is. Just need to get the installation done, but it's ready to go. About geodomains, what would you like to know? Maybe there'll be questions on it. I'll give him a minute to ask a couple questions. Anybody else have any questions? Fire them off, and we're good. Everything is moving along fine. Had a great day. I enjoyed this. And like I said before, I don't know if anybody knows anything about this R right bundle branch block, but apparently I have it now. I had a partial block and now I have a full block, but I feel perfectly fine. So I think I've had it my whole life anyway, so I'm not terribly worried about it. Cecil says, good show. Glad you enjoyed it. I always enjoy doing it. If you guys have any questions, reach out to me. You can hit me up on WhatsApp as well, 416-884-0535. Otherwise, Mark says he's been out of town. Yeah, there was I'm pretty sure you had a wedding that you were at, if I saw correctly. One of your daughters got married, and I saw a picture of all three of your daughters, quite beautiful. Any news on the domain finder update? If you mean the expired domain finder, it's ready and available. I just need you to switch over to the new API and then we're good. Bill says, I hope your tests come out well. It's not till October 12th unless they have a cancellation, but I'm sure it'll be fine. I do know I've had it my whole life, so the fact that it's changed slightly, I'm sure it'll be fine too, but I'll let you know. Okay, Jeffrey, you're rocking. Well done. Thank you very much. I hope you guys have an amazing night and amazing week. And don't forget to get your friends to or relatives to join the beginner course if they actually want to learn about domain names. The budget for them will be $50 in domain names, which they're going to spell right away at the beginning. So we'll see how that goes. They'll only have to buy 5 domains that they'll work on selling. Right bundle branch block is an electrocardiogram finding resulting in widening QRS and electrographic vector changes, although usually benign. This finding can represent underlying. Yeah, I've heard that too, and I've read it. Telling certain patient populations. Yeah, I did read that, David, and I went through it all. And I guess I'll just wait to see what the cardiologist says, and we'll see how it goes. Hope everything turns out great. I have the bottom line is I have no symptoms and I feel great. So whatever happens, happens. Nothing I can do about it, so I'm not going to worry about it. Have a great day. I hope you enjoyed the show, and I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Have a good one, and take care. Bye for now.